Far out in the vast Pacific Ocean lies a tiny island. This island is called Rapa Nui by its people, known to many as Easter Island. Its landscape is volcanic, shaped by ancient eruptions. Grasslands stretch across its rolling hills. It is a place of stark, windswept beauty. The island is famous for its extraordinary statues known as Moai. Hundreds of these giant stone figures stand guard. Their imposing faces stare, often with a solemn expression. They are carved from dark volcanic rock. Some are truly enormous, weighing many tons. These silent sentinels are a profound mystery. Who created these colossal figures? How did they manage such a feat? What was their purpose? Imagine an isolated community with limited resources, yet they undertook this monumental task. They carved and moved these giants. In this exploration, we will journey to Rapa Nui. We will delve into the story of the Moai. Join me as we uncover the mysteries. The creators of the Moai were the Rapa Nui people. They were skilled Polynesian navigators. Centuries ago, they bravely sailed across the vast ocean. They found this isolated speck of land. Here, they established a new home, far from anywhere else. They developed a unique and fascinating culture. The Moai are believed to represent ancestors. These were not just any ancestors, but deified ones. They were powerful figures from the past. The Rapa Nui believed these ancestors watched over them. They provided protection and brought good fortune. The statues were a vital link to the spiritual world. They were thought to possess a sacred power called mana. This mana could influence events in the living world. It was crucial for the well-being of the community. Different clans or family groups existed on the island. Each group may have built its own Moai. There might have been a kind of competition. Clans perhaps tried to build bigger, more impressive statues. This rivalry could have fueled the creation of so many Moai. The style of the statues evolved over time. Later statues became much larger and more stylized. Most of the Moai were carved at a single quarry. This special place is called Rano Raraku. It is the crater of an extinct volcano. The rock here is a type of volcanic tuff. This tuff is relatively soft, especially when freshly exposed. This made it possible to carve the statues. The Rapa Nui used stone tools to do this amazing work. Hundreds of statues in various stages of completion remain here. The carving process was painstaking and laborious. Teams of skilled workers used basalt adzes called toki. The Moai were usually carved lying flat on their backs. They were hewn directly from the rock face of the quarry. The carvers would first outline the giant shape, then they would chip away the surrounding stone. A narrow keel of rock was left along the statue's spine. One of the greatest mysteries is how they moved these giants. Some Moai weigh over 80 tons. They were transported many kilometers across the island. The Rapa Nui had no wheels or large animals. Some suggest they used wooden sledges or rollers. Others believe the Moai were walked upright. Once transported, the Moai were erected onto stone platforms called ahu. The most widely accepted theory is ancestor worship. The Moai were powerful symbols of important ancestors. They were seen as embodiments of chiefly lineage. Once erected on an ahu, their eyes might have been opened. Carved coral and obsidian pupils were inserted. It was believed this activated their spiritual power, their mana. This power could then project over the land and its people. It ensured fertility, good harvests, and protection from harm. The gaze of the ancestors was a potent force. The Moai and their ahu platforms may have served other purposes. Consider the limited land on a small island. Perhaps these monumental structures mark territory. They could have defined the boundaries of different clans. This would have been very important for resource management. The size and number of Moai could also signify a clan's prestige. A grander display meant a more powerful and influential group. The act of creating and erecting Moai was a huge communal effort. It would have required immense organization and cooperation. Hundreds of people would have been involved. This process itself may have been a vital ritual. It might have unified the community in a shared purpose. These rituals could have been central to Rapa Nui life. The story of Rapa Nui begins with brave Polynesian voyagers. They likely arrived between 800 and 1200 AD. These master seafarers crossed vast stretches of open ocean. They traveled in large, double-hulled canoes. They brought with them essential plants like taro and banana. They also brought chickens, their main domestic animal. They found a new, uninhabited island. Here they adapted and built a unique society. The Rapa Nui society was structured and hierarchical. It was likely a chiefdom ruled by an Ariki Mau. This was a paramount chief descended from the founding ancestor. The island was divided into territories. Each territory was controlled by a different clan or lineage. These clans were led by their own chiefs. There was cooperation, but also likely competition among them. This social structure underpinned the Moai building era. It provided the organization needed for such large projects. The island the settlers found was once quite different. Pollen studies show it was once covered in palm trees. These trees would have been a vital resource. Over centuries, extensive deforestation occurred. This loss of trees had profound consequences. The great era of Moai building eventually came to an end. Archaeological research on Rapa Nui is an ongoing adventure. Scientists from around the world continue to study the island. They use new technologies and methods to uncover more details. Excavations at Ahu sites and at the Rano Raraku quarry. These reveal more about how the Moai were made and used. Advanced dating techniques help refine the timeline of events. Each discovery adds another piece to the complex puzzle. The story of Rapa Nui is still being written. There's always something new to learn. Recent excavations have revealed something quite surprising. Many of the Moai are buried much deeper in the ground. What we often see is just the head and shoulders. But beneath the soil, complete torsos extend downwards. These buried parts of the statues are often covered in carvings, intricate patterns and symbols known as petroglyphs. These were protected from weathering by the earth. They offer new clues about the beliefs and artistry of the Rapa Nui. New studies have also shed light on Rapa Nui agriculture. For a long time, it was thought their farming was unsustainable. However, we now know they were very skilled farmers. They developed ingenious techniques to enrich the poor volcanic soil. One such method was lithic mulching or rock gardening. They thrived for centuries in this challenging environment. The Moai of Rapa Nui are a stunning achievement. They stand as a powerful testament to human creativity. They show the incredible ingenuity of the Rapa Nui people. Imagine working with stone tools in such isolation to carve, transport and erect these massive figures. Their sheer scale and the effort involved are truly remarkable. It is a story of vision and determination, a culture that poured its energy into these silent guardians. They left an indelible mark on this remote island. Despite all our research, many questions still linger. While we understand much, some mysteries remain unsolved. The exact methods of transporting every Moai are still debated. The full meaning of all the symbols and carvings is not known. Why did they stop building them so suddenly? These unanswered questions keep the fascination alive. They draw us back to this enigmatic island. The Moai continue to challenge our understanding. They invite us to keep searching for answers. The story of Rapa Nui offers important lessons for us today. It is a story of human resilience and adaptation. The Rapa Nui thrived for centuries in a difficult environment. The Moai are more than just ancient stones. They continue to inspire awe and profound wonder.